Multiple agencies in central Kentucky are looking for a man who got away from police last night and may have gotten a hold of a machete in the process.
We're tracking the investigation into a claim that 3 kittens were thrown from a moving vehicle here in Nicholasville.
Thankful to be alive. That's what a Bourbon County man is saying after being pulled from a fire by his neighbors.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. On the loose and armed with a machete, the manhunt continues right now for a jail escapee in Estill County.
37-year-old Jason Gay has been on the run for about 17 hours after police say he slipped out of his handcuffs and got away while being transported to Estill County for a court hearing. Police say shots were fired at him when he stole a truck near the jail, but he hasn't been seen since. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Madison County, where the escapee is from, with our top story at 5.
Jason Gay lived just down here on Dreyfus Road near Berea, but since April he has been in the Laurel County Detention Center. He was being transported from one jail to another when he somehow escaped. Now, Gay was due at Estill Circuit Court this morning for a 9:30 hearing. Police say that a drug complaint at Witt's Grocery resulted in Gay being found with drug paraphernalia, including a crystal substance and a 9mm Ruger that he wasn't supposed to have. Now, that all happened about a year ago, but he never made it to court for those charges because he somehow slipped away from a deputy's custody about 11 o'clock last night, stole a truck at a water plant, and may have even gotten a hold of a large knife or a machete.
Individual, successfully entered, started the vehicle, and attempted to leave when he was noticed by the employee, who actually did fire several shots, disabling the vehicle to a point, flattening the tires to the vehicle. The vehicle then proceeded from that location to somewhere around the city of Irvin.
Now, Gay was being held in the Laurel County Detention Center on actually a state charge. He was actually serving out an 11-year sentence there that began just last month. We're going to have a lot more coming up at 6 o'clock, but for now in Madison County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Jason Gay is 5'7" and weighs about 160 pounds. We're told he was last seen wearing an orange hoodie with jeans.
A disturbing scene this morning along a busy central Kentucky road. A woman in Jessamine County called 911 after she thought she saw someone throwing kittens out of a moving car. As WKYT Sam Smith reports, Animal Control is now trying to figure out exactly what happened. It's a story that's new at 5.
Officials say the first kitten was found near the intersection of Main Street and the bypass. The second kitten was found near Bluegrass Energy. The third was found near Catnip Hill Road. All 3 were found dead on the road by first responders. Police got a call about the cats around 9 o'clock this morning. A witness said that a driver was throwing kittens from the moving car. That witness was able to provide a description of that car and relayed that information to Animal Control. Investigators know who the car is registered to, but they need to investigate further to learn who actually threw the kittens out of the window. Animal Control officials need your help. If you saw anything this morning here, you're asked to give them a call.
Something as horrendous as this, no. This is not very often that we see that.
Officials estimated the kittens to be around 6 to 8 weeks old. In Nicholasville, Sam Smith, WKYT.
We just talked to Animal Control. They now tell us this may actually have been an accident. The kittens may have been in the wheel well of the car and the driver was not aware. That's what we're being told right now. Animal Control continues to investigate.
Fire crews are still trying to determine the cause of a fire that heavily damaged a Bourbon County home. The fire broke out on 16th Street in Paris around 8:30 this morning. The homeowner says he woke up to someone dragging him out of his house. WKYT's Jordan Valines is in Bourbon County with reaction from the homeowner and his rescuer.
The flames have been put out. The smoke is cleared. Now all that's left is the damage to the home behind me here on 16th Street in Bourbon County, where firefighters say a man and his 3 dogs were living. When firefighters arrived, they say the owner of the home, Eric Brown, was on his front lawn gasping for air, but otherwise seemed to be unharmed. Firefighters say it took them nearly 5 hours to put out the majority of the fire. The metal roof and older construction of the home making it difficult for them. Brown told firefighters he turned on the stove but then fallen asleep and was soon woken up by the sound of someone banging on his front door, yelling to alert him that his home was on fire and pulling him out of his home, now filling with heavy smoke.
I couldn't see nothing, and then all of a sudden I just started to collapse, and then they grabbed me and took me out.
Thankfully, Brown was the only person inside the house at the time, and his 3 dogs also made it out safely. Firefighters tell us that the man who was living in the home did not need to be transported to the hospital. In Bourbon County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
A neighborhood home also had some damage because of the intensity of the flames.
The unusually cool start to our June continues for the second day in a row. We're struggling to make it out of the 50s. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's in the First Alert Weather Center with an early look at that forecast. Chris?
Yeah, pretty crazy out there, Sam. Much cooler than normal, to say the least. We should be pushing 80 right now. We're lucky to get to 60 degrees. Day 2 of June, and much cooler than normal. We're not alone in this. All the numbers you see on this particular map are cooler than normal for their respective locations. It just happens to be that we're among the actual coldest across the eastern part of the country now. It's warmer to our north with at least 60s showing up into Chicago. 59 Lexington, Mount Sterling, and Moorhead still. We briefly touched 60 degrees in Lexington. We had been below 60 for 37 straight hours in June. Live First Alert Defender, nothing locally. Got a little shower action parts of Pike County. Down into Virginia, strong and severe thunderstorms ongoing right around the Smoky Mountain area, or Smoky Mountains area, just to the east of Knoxville. Some of this is going to try to work its way against the grain and come into eastern Kentucky from an odd direction, from southeast to northwest around an area of low pressure in the upper levels, that is pinwheeling across parts of southern and southeastern Kentucky. So when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to track the storm chances that are slowly on the increase and show you exactly why this action is coming at us from kind of the wrong way. That's in less than 10 minutes.
Deputies are still searching for a driver involved in a hit-and-run accident that left a man seriously injured. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Scott County. Investigators say 20-year-old David Andrew Bell of Georgetown was walking along US 25 early yesterday when he was hit by a car. Sheriff's deputies believe the driver ditched the car and ran away shortly after that crash. Deputies are still trying to determine who was driving the car when it hit Bell. In Madison County, a man is accused of holding his aunt against her will. 60-year-old Mark Blevins is charged with unlawful imprisonment, assault, terroristic threatening, and resisting arrest. Richmond police say they were called to the home on Pleasure Drive yesterday. When they arrived, officers say Blevins' 84-year-old aunt told them she'd been held against her will and assaulted overnight. After a brief struggle with police, Blevins was taken into custody. And in Letcher County, state police say a man was arrested after he led troopers on a 2-hour chase. Kentucky State Police attempted to stop 37-year-old Keith Baldwin just before 1 this morning after a trooper saw him weaving in and out of traffic on Highway 119. Baldwin refused to stop for the trooper and led him down Highway 3403. After a 2-hour pursuit, Baldwin was arrested on Highway 119. He's facing several charges, including DUI and fleeing and evading police.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The Senate could pass legislation later today that reforms how the government gathers phone records of U.S. citizens to search for terrorists.
But House and Senate lawmakers must find common ground before the bill reaches the president. Greg Boswell has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to.
The Senate quickly moved past a necessary procedural vote and began debating a House bill to overhaul the gathering of U.S. phone records to search for terrorists.
People want us to be safe, but they also want their privacy protected.
What the House bill does is it leaves these phone records in the possession of the telephone company, and then over a period of 6 months, the national security agencies are supposed to come up with a means of querying those records.
House members who overwhelmingly approved the measure 3 weeks ago are warning against any Senate changes.
My advice is to take this bill and pass it and send it to the president to keep America safe.
The White House is also looking for action.
It's time for the game playing to come to an end.
The NSA stopped gathering phone records midnight Sunday when lawmakers let the Patriot Act expire. A new bill needs to be signed into law before phone records can be stored again. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Former NSA contractor Edward Snowden first revealed the government was secretly gathering bulk phone records of U.S. citizens. 15 people have been rescued from a capsized cruise ship in China. The Eastern Star capsized late Monday in stormy weather along the Yangtze River in central China. More than 450 passengers were on board the ship. 5 bodies have been recovered. China's state news agency reports more than 1,000 police officers were participating in the rescue effort. The ship's captain and chief engineer were taken into custody for questioning.
A preliminary report released earlier today does not explain what caused an Amtrak train to derail in Philadelphia last month. The National Transportation Safety Board says they found the train had no equipment problems before its derailment. It found the train's braking systems, signals, and track geometry in working order, but they have not finished looking through the engineer's cell phone data to determine if he was on a cell phone before the accident. The report also did not say if the train was hit by something that may have caused the accident. 8 people were killed and more than 200 injured in that crash. Sepp Blatter now says he will resign from soccer's governing body. He announced his resignation in a news conference earlier today. The 79-year-old was reelected to a 5th term on Friday. His announcement comes just days after several of his top assistants were arrested in a sweeping corruption scandal. Elections are expected to take place sometime between December and March.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Summer vacation is supposed to be a time to relax or explore new places, but that's not always easy for people suffering with rheumatoid arthritis. Kelly Bowman has some helpful tips to keep your time away fun and stress-free.
Packing up and hitting the road can be a bit of a challenge for RA patients, but Dr. Paul Sutej says they shouldn't let their condition keep them from traveling.
They shouldn't fear the vacation and that you want them to go down and embrace and have fun. But a bit of extra preparation with the simple things usually makes a nice difference.
Start off with your medications.
Do I have enough? Have I taken them? Have I got them in the correct carrier? Many of the patients are on biologic drugs, which are injections that you have to freeze. And so if you're flying, you have to get permission to take your drug with you in clear security.
Dr. Sutej also says to prepare for a flare. Make sure to pack extra steroids in case you can't get access to a doctor. Traveling can take a lot out of you, but while you're on the move, there are a few things you can do to feel your best.
If you've got a long flight, get up and walk around. Wear compression hose, which is usually a pretty good idea so that you don't get too much edema of the legs. Some movement where possible. That's the sort of basic stuff that I encourage if it's a long car trip, the occasional stop.
I'm Kelly Bowman.
Phones with the highest customer satisfaction rates have at least one thing in common. They're all big. According to an independent national study, consumers were asked about how happy they are with their current phones. Samsung's 5.7-inch Galaxy Note 4 took the #1 spot. 4 phones tied for second: the Note 3, iPhone 6 Plus, the Samsung S5, and the iPhone 6. About 70,000 people were included in the study by the American Customer Satisfaction Index. And you may be happy with your phone, but odds are you are not very happy with your cable company. America's top 2 cable companies have the lowest marks on the American Customer Satisfaction Index. Comcast received a 54 out of 100, 6 points less than just last year. And Time Warner did even worse, receiving a 51. In fact, Time Warner's score was the lowest of 300 companies surveyed. Most of the complaints were about customer service. Overall, cable and internet service providers scored the lowest of all 43 industries studied.